All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to 2019. We are back. Blame Your Brother, episode 123. It is the new year. We're here to entertain you, and we're so glad you made it into this new year. So glad you came here to join us and listen to the podcast. Thanks so much for checking us out. We are Blame Your Brother, and like I said, you can check us out every Thursday night, 8 p.m. at blameyourbrother.tv. We're just still on Facebook Live and Periscope because YouTube has us on an eternal ban for some reason, but whatever. Probably don't care about that. So we're going to get started. We will introduce ourselves. I am 1/3 of this trio. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, Glenn Jackson, Nick on the spiritual midget. I am joined by this man who is a member of the Kid Rock fan club. It's my brother. It's Lee.
What up, everyone? It is Ron Jeremy's number one child, and of course, the one and only LeBron safety pin.
And then we're sitting over here. This guy sits to the right of me. It is John.
Hey, everybody, John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
All right, so that's the three of us, David, Lee, John. We make up Blame Your Brother, and we are here to talk to you about all kinds of fun things, pop culture, politics, news, society. We'll get to all that in a little bit, but we start the show. A new year, we got to start the same way, though. We have to make room for us to apologize, to make amends, to make any retractions that we may have said in last week's episode, which was the best and worst of 2018. I know Lee had jotted down some things that he needed to apologize for, so we'll start with Lee over here. What do you need to apologize for last week?
Well, first off, let me just say that everyone I know is like basically complaining that 2018 was like a difficult year for them. So I apologize for not having a difficult year in 2018. It actually treated me pretty well. So I'd like to start off with that. I apologize for waffling on the Kid Rock fence. You know, 1 week I'm pro Kid Rock, the next anti.
You love them.
I don't know. We'll see. I probably will continue doing that, but we'll see. I think I have to apologize to all the people that celebrate Kwanzaa. I don't think I gave them due enough credit. I did a little bit of research. I figured out all the 7 days. I know them by heart now, so it shouldn't be an issue next year.
Next year.
Yep.
Interesting. All right. Does that cover it?
I believe so.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no. I apologize for only knowing a movie from 2017 for the best of 2018 show.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
So I apologize for that.
That's sad news, bro. That was bad. All right, John, what about you? Anything that stood out last week that you really need to get off your chest?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, John's clean and in the new year, and I'm always good. So we will move on. We got much to talk about. I guess we'll start off with how did the new year treat each of you, John? How did the New Year's Eve, what'd you do? Were you at work? Were you at home? What were you doing?
I was at work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fun.
Did you celebrate at work? Were you like watching the TV? Were there people around you?
There were some people watching the Times Square one.
Like in the hotel lobby?
Yeah.
Who is the bigger loser, the person working or the people in a hotel lobby?
Oh, yeah.
Well, the people with the hotel lobby had a pass because they were with their kids.
How does that give them a pass?
Because, I mean, if you have kids and you're not at home, like not in town to celebrate at a party or something, then, I mean, you're stuck with your kids.
How old were the kids?
There were 4 kids in all that I can remember, and the ages ranged from like 3 to probably 8.
So
Need
John,
to get those kids in bed.
Yeah, John. When you ID'd those kids, did you ask for their driver's license?
Probably.
Or their? Well, I was wondering. Lee wants to know. I was wondering if you got their
Lee
green
does
cards.
not want to
or-
know that.
Okay.
Lee doesn't care.
Want to know what?
How old the kids were?
I did ask how old the kids were.
Yeah, but he wasn't asking about their IDs or anything.
I'm just curious how you knew. So so you were at work. That's fantastic. So you stayed up until the wee hours of the morning.
Yes,
Okay.
and then some.
Good deal. Lee, what about you? Me and Lee were supposed to hang out.
I was supposed to have an awesome karaoke party. We were going to kick off singing into the new year, you know, bottles of champagne, just shaking them up, popping the tops, spraying champagne everywhere down here. I practiced the song Santeria like for 4 hours straight. I was ready, you know, I was ready. And then illness struck the household. It started with the wee little ones and then worked its way up. I think it's run through its course on most people, but now it struck me.
Yeah, you sound a little bit deeper voice today.
It's an act of miracle that I'm here, but, you know, anything for the podcast.
Good deal.
Number one. So, yeah, I was by myself. I drank an entire bottle of champagne alone and did karaoke by myself. It was exciting. Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Fun times.
I mean, not all of us, you know, got to sit around and watch Post Malone and Florida Georgia Line like yourself.
Yeah, I made it to about 11:15, and I was very tired, and I started to doze off. And as I was watching my TV, I was watching Ryan Seacrest's, whatever it's called, you know, Rock Around the Clock or whatever. I fell asleep to Post Malone. I don't know if you guys know who Post Malone is, but he's a white rapper or hip hop artist. I don't know what he's classified as. He's a
backpack rapper,
I guess. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, I fell asleep. This is true too. I fell asleep to Post Malone. He put me to sleep. I woke up and, I mean, swear to God, there's Florida Georgia Line. You make me want to roll my windows down. I went, oh my God. And then I have to say 2018 was the worst year ever because of that.
Because of Florida Georgia Line?
Because of those two combos.
The best Post Malone story I've ever heard is the guy's not exactly slim. Let's just say like that.
No.
And he was at a concert. He's like pointing to the crowd like he's going to
stage dive.
And he just jumps. And everyone just steps aside and smacks the ground.
That's the fans you need in your life. Another great.
I mean, would you catch Post Malone?
Yeah, I would
if
try.
The dude was jumping at you.
If I was at his concert, yes.
What would you catch, Biggie?
I would try if I was at the concert. If I'm a fan of the, I would try.
There's not a weight limit where you're like, I might want to not be murdered.
Me, you, and John could catch Biggie together.
Biggie Smalls?
Yeah, I think so, John.
How much did that dude weigh?
I think we could.
I think we could.
I couldn't.
3 bills, 350.
I don't think you understand.
Oh, 350. I don't know if we could do that.
I don't think you understand physics.
He was a big man, okay? He was not a little. Another great story about Mr. Post Malone is that he met a fan at like a meet and greet, and he smelled so bad the fan started just throwing up instantly. It had his body odor. So there you go. Fantastic there.
So I assume you didn't watch the Channel 4. I don't know if you heard this. They were doing a air fryer advertisement from like 11:30 to midnight.
Really?
Yeah.
Yikes. Poor News 4.
I don't know if that's like they didn't have the rights to broadcast
I don't know.
whatever Ryan Seacrest, or if someone messed up. Because imagine you're the dude, like everyone else is like, oh, we're going to go out New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
You stay here and run the board. It's your one job.
Right, okay.
And, you know, you're probably like an intern or trying to climb your way up.
Yeah,
and you're
sure.
like, I've got this. And then like the next day you find out that you accidentally ran a air fryer infomercial for
30 minutes.
One of the biggest events of the year for TV.
I mean, it might be sad if that was like their best ratings ever. Like, yeah, we did it, man. Yeah, Michael Anthony, super fan of the show, loves News 4. Like, that is his favorite network. He sends us pictures of the News 4 staff all the time to say, here they are, this is who they are. And so there you go. Michael Anthony was probably checking it out. I'm sure he'll tweet at us and let us know if he was checking out the air fryer commercial.
Well, you think he has like a sling box? You think he has like a family in Nashville that he like shipped a sling box to and was like paid him some money to like, you know?
I've always wondered. That is a good question.
Or can you just watch it on the website?
I guess you can just watch it on the web, right? I mean, I don't know.
I guess he can, yeah.
I would actually like him to comment and let us know how he watches.
I think this air fryer thing, though, I think Dimitri Kaladimos like kind of hacked the website.
There you go. Payback, baby. So, yes, that was good. So we went to a new year. Did you guys have any New Year's resolutions? Do you do those anymore or what?
I did one last year. I did not do one this year.
Okay.
What was your one last year? And did you meet it?
I met it, but I kind of end up undoing it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be vague about it, or are you going to actually tell us, John?
I set out to lose some weight, and last year I lost 25 pounds.
Yeah, remember we all lost, like, me and John lost like a ton of weight last year. And I mean, gained some of
I guess
that.
you gained some weight too, huh?
Yeah, I lost 25, and I gained about 23 of it back.
Hey, baby steps.
Two
baby steps.
pounds.
There you go. 2 pounds over a year. You're not doing too bad. Yeah, I don't know. Resolutions are kind of goofy. I've never really understood. I mean, I guess it's a place for people to reset their life and take a look at it and take, really take an introspective look. I mean, I just say 2018 for me was an amazing year. When I look back, I mean, I had a daughter, that's awesome. We had the 24-hour stream, which was amazing. We were voted 3rd best podcast in Nashville by the readers of the Nashville scene. So I liked it. We made a lot of friends, all that. And I just want to continue that momentum as we move into the next year. That's like that's not a resolution.
So maybe we need a podcast, BYB pod resolution.
Okay.
Since you're such a fan of New Year's resolutions.
Well, I'm not. I just said I'm not. But go ahead. What do you want to see for the show in this upcoming year? What is something you're going to put forth to the show?
I don't know if I'll put forth, but I think it'd be awesome if we could get the Imagine Dragons to call in.
I think that would be pretty cool.
That would be a pretty cool thing if we could make that happen somehow. If we only knew.
Yeah.
Like a contact or something.
Some kind of connection.
Some kind of connection.
Yeah, if only someone here knew a member or somehow knew a family member of Imagine Dragons, we can make that happen.
And I'm willing to let them fly me out to Las Vegas and eat steak with them too. Like I don't have a problem with that.
We're obviously talking about John. John, the brother of the lead singer of Imagine Dragons, which we talked about if it's your first time listening, and John has made no effort to get him on the show. So in 2019, what's the odds of him being on the show? Honestly, I want an honest percentage. No Johnisms.
I'd probably say about 13%.
13% is pretty good. I'll take
you're
that.
Saying there's still a chance.
Still a chance. I'm going to this year, I'm going to try to focus a lot on the videos. I'm going to try to make more videos for the YouTube page, and maybe we'll get back in good standing. We can start streaming back on YouTube again. But I just think we need to continue doing what we're doing, get more great guests in here, because we had some great guests that came in a couple weeks ago. We had Laura Peak. We had Mikah Wyman and Mary Jay Berger
kind
coming
of
in.
Representing the T-shirt they gave us.
There you go. Look at Nashville is comedy country. Yeah. And me and Lee went and saw all 3 of them perform. They recorded a comedy album at Third Coast Comedy, and we have to talk about this night. It was me, Lee, and Lee's friend Brandon. And I want to give Lee's thoughts first. What did you think of that night of comedy?
Well, my wife was supposed to go, and I feel like she would have really enjoyed it. Yeah. Obviously, okay. It's a full female lineup. The opener was male, and he was really funny too. But illness just sucks, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Can we not, we have all these cures for ED, whatever, cancer. Can we not just get a cure for the common cold? Is that asking too much?
Yeah, I guess it is.
Anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I thought it was fantastic. I love Third Coast. I love comedy. What can be said? It's just a good night of just laughter and fun.
Yeah, it was great. And I got to say, I thought they all 3 did great. They did. I mean, I was cracking up amazingly well. It was great. I thought Mikah Wyman's set was great. I thought Mary Jay Berger's set. But I got to say this. Laura Peak was at the peak of comedy that night. Her set blew me away. It was I'm telling you, and I'm talking signed, unsigned, anything I've ever seen. I'm talking on TV, in person. Laura Peak's stand-up set was one of the best sets I've ever seen in my life. I mean, she was on fire. Like, if I just showed up there, I would think that lady right there has to be someone. I mean, she was murdering.
You're going home and pulling up HBO and searching for Laura Peak.
Where is she?
Yeah, where's the special?
I mean, I was repeating bits that night. The next day, I'm still thinking about bits this week. It was flawless. It was like the perfect set. I mean, she had the crowd in her hand. It was she's going to go somewhere. Like, if not, there's no justice in the world, because it was beyond amazing. So I was proud of all 3 of them. It was great having them on the show and then seeing them do that. They were all friendly, all said hi to us that night. And we met the artist that designed their poster, Holly. We met her, hung out with her. We met Nick Bush, who's a local comedian, kind of talked to him for a little bit. So it was good. It was a fun night. It was pretty cool. We had a good time. So definitely glad we got to go see it. I don't know when that album's going to be available. When it is, we'll definitely post it. We'll put all the social media up there, because we love supporting Blamers on the show. People have been on the show. Go get that album when it comes out. You will be pleasantly surprised.
Away.
Yeah, you will. So, and Third Coast Comedy, cool little comedy club. I'd love to do some stuff with them in 2019. We'll see what can happen. So, I don't know. All right, so what else is going on? So you got sick. You've been working your butt off. Anything else going on that stands out? That's it?
That's it, man. We're
That's
just a sad lot over here. You got to give us something cool.
I really have nothing cool to give except the gift of news stories that I guess I've presented us, because there's been some great news stories already. But before we get to the good, you got to get to the bad. And we had 2 deaths this week.
Before we get to people dying,
we start ripping people.
I did want to ask you a question just to go back. So I'm kind of bummed that I missed this karaoke party.
Okay.
But that being said, what is your go-to karaoke song? Because you do karaoke.
Mine is Bye 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 by NSYNC.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
You think highly of it.
It's good. It's always been received well.
Only by people that actually like
No.
new kids.
No, it's not new kids.
Or
John,
whatever.
Insane.
Is it a good performance when I do it? Yes.
It's high energy.
It's high energy.
People love it.
People love it.
I end up taking the shirt off generally, throwing it to the crowd. I'm going to the ladies in the crowd. I'm singing to them. I'm just getting people involved. You know, that's what I'm there to do. I'm facilitating, just like I do in this show. I'm here to get there, have a good time, get everyone involved,
Get some high energy.
Just do me a favor and don't start taking your shirt off during the podcast.
I probably guarantee you. I can't guarantee that, but I will try not to take.
How many
shirt
beers does it take for you to take the shirt off? Is it like 2, 3?
I mean, I've done it with 6.
Sober.
I've done it with 0. You know,
Hey, it's free.
I figure if you can't sing that well, like John said, then you've got to really
Take your
deliver.
shirt
You
off.
got to deliver the goods. You
Yeah.
know, and every time I've done it, man, the crowd loves it. So, John, what's your go-to?
I'd
John
probably
is-
say "I'll Be" by Edwin McCain.
Lee's,
As
shak-
far as
Lee's shaking his head over there.
Edwin McCain, that's a name I haven't heard in a cool minute.
You want to give us a little?
He's like the poor,
Rendition, do you
poor
wanna-
man's Hootie and the Blowfish.
Does he want to give us a
right?
rendition real quick?
I know he does. Whether we should or not.
I mean, it's up to you guys.
Go ahead, John. Give us like 2 bars. Maybe 1.
The strands in your eyes, the colors are wonderful. Stop me and steal my breath.
What do you like about that song so much
Don't know.
for karaoke? Because typically on karaoke, like David said, you want to pick a song that, you know, everybody knows and gets fired up about. But it seems like to me you're more going for like something that's just sing-songy.
I mean, as far as like high energy, I'd probably go with "Everybody Talks" by the Neon Trees.
I'll see him do that one. That actually is a really
What song? I don't have I heard of this.
Everybody talks. Everybody talks. It started with a whisper. I mean, that's the song. I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay.
I've seen John do that one. That got some good crowd response. Yeah, high energy to me.
Are you going to give us a few bars of NSYNC?
You got to come see me in person, baby. You got to come see
I ain't
this
giving it out for free.
in person. You know. But what about you? What did you?
I would say
Love Shack?
Yeah, Love Shack because it's got a lot of like non-singing in it. You know.
Me and you have done Love Shack a couple times.
Yeah.
It always kills. Rusty gives John's performance a 3 out of 10, and he
Okay.
says you need to stick to trucker songs. I don't know what that means, but
He's got a hard on for Bob Seger. That's what it means.
Okay. Does Bob Singer even have a trucker song?
Shots, yeah, on the lonely, lonely highway east of Omaha,
There you
whatever
go.
that song is.
Oh, on
Turn
the
the
road again.
page.
Turn
Yeah.
the page.
Turn the
Yeah.
page.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like if you had to pick one karaoke song that was universal, is it "Don't Stop Believing"?
No, it's Sweet Caroline.
Okay.
That's
Bum,
a good
bum,
one.
bum. People eat it up every time. Like you can.
David Allan Coe.
Yeah, that's a good
Call
one.
Me by My Name. And
What about Margaritaville?
Yeah,
Margaritaville's up there, and
Oasis.
family tradition.
Family Tradition is a
Family
big one.
Tradition.
And you don't have to really be that good of a singer. You know, why do you drink to get drunk? You know,
Yeah.
anything where the people, like you see some people go up and you're like, oh God, you're killing the room. Make it stop already. Like there should be a gong at karaoke, and if like 5 people hit the gong, it's over.
5 people. What if there's only like 3 in the room?
I guess you'd have
Well,
to.
you
Just,
got to pass then.
Okay, so I'm gonna have this karaoke party, and I'm definitely getting a gong.
are you
And it's just one gong.
one
is all it
gong?
takes.
That'll work. Or who are you inviting? Is this blamer people? Or
Well, I don't know. We'll see. I have a little bit more time to plan it, so
Okay.
you know.
so you're all invited. Is what you just heard.
I'm gonna get some smoke machines. I'm gonna get some disco balls.
do 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 do. And then people generally everybody wants to get up and rap. You know, they think like they
who
can.
doesn't?
They think they can rap like Eminem, and then they about one bar in, they're like, "Oh no!" And,
I didn't actually know this song.
But actually, somebody at this table one time attempted to do a little Eminem. Let's just say they weren't in their right mind, and it was terrible.
They were very inebriated.
It was not me, and it was not you. So yes, it was John, and it was terrible.
Terrible. Yes, terrible.
I'm the real Shady. Slim Shady.
I feel like to do a
That
rap
was lit.
song,
Yeah,
to do a rap song karaoke, you have to know the song.
To some
by
degree,
heart,
yes.
You know?
Oh, me and John used to do Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. That was always a big crowd pleaser
Yeah.
as well.
Who was
Big and rich.
Big and rich.
who was big and who was rich in this?
I was
He was
big.
big and I was rich.
Yeah, yeah.
Just making sure.
Because Big's got the do it down, do the.
It's the one doesn't sing.
Yeah, but people always love that. I mean, people love that when we do it. So all
Okay,
right.
well, moving on. Look forward to maybe we will have a BYB inspired karaoke dance party.
I'll do all my hits.
That would be amazing. But
Okay,
anyway, getting back
time
to
for
the sad
Lee.
thing.
Time for Lee to start ripping people to shreds. We had 2 people pass away already in 2019. It's already people are like, oh my God, it's the worst year ever. People are dying. Oh, hey, calm down, people. People are gonna die. Okay, the people we grew up with, they're old now. They're gonna die. There could be 100 people to die this year. It's just the way it goes. Anyway, first guy we need to talk about, who is very near and dear to mine and John's heart, and Lee's. I mean, he doesn't talk about it, but he used to watch wrestling as a child as much as I did. Mean Gene Okerlund, one of the staples of 80s wrestling. He passed away, was it yesterday? I believe it was yesterday he passed away, and, lived a good life. And, unfortunately was not involved with the product anymore as of today. But if you grew up watching it, you grew up with Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Andre the Giant, all those people, you knew who this guy was. He passed away at the age of 76, and he was like the voice of wrestling at the time. I mean, he was just, Mean Gene, let me tell you something, brother, all that. It was fantastic. And I mean, Hall of Famer for sure. I mean, and he was just, when you watched wrestling and you went to backstage, you knew he was going to be there as like he was like you there. He was like,
Mean Gene was kind of like the straight guy on an infomercial, the one that like, what, you can make that chicken in 2 minutes?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That was Mean Gene, but in wrestling. Okay.
yeah.
And so I mean, he was a staple. He was with all these characters that are way over the top. You need somebody like him.
Yeah. And it said, like, he always kept a straight face. He would occasionally crack up because how could you not? I mean, this stuff was live a lot of the time.
Yeah.
These people are like Macho Man just sitting there, stab into a Slim Jim, brother. I mean, like, oh, yeah. But I did read that today that I was reading a little bit about him.
tell you something, Mean Gene.
I got the world's smallest coffee cup right here, brother. Hulk Hogan said that they never rehearsed anything. He would just look at Mean Gene and goes, you know what to do? Let's do it. And that's good. That is a good sign there. So go ahead, rip your guy.
I mean, I like Mean Gene.
You got to rip him.
He's like like you said, like he's like actually trying to make wrestling look like a legitimate sport, right?
It is a legitimate sport, though.
Okay, whatever. So rip Mean Gene.
Rip Mean Gene.
Rip Mean Gene.
And then another guy close to my heart, and I grew up, and I don't know how we watched this as a kid because this was a Showtime show that was on. Super Dave Osborne, a.k.a. Bob Einstein. I guess that's how you say it, or Einstein. Is it like Einstein, or is it Einstein? I think it's Einstein. Anyway, Super Dave, if you know, he has passed away at 76. He was known for, obviously, if you know who Super Dave Osborne is, I worked with someone that was older than me, didn't know who he was. He was a character, a wacky stunt man who would just do goofs that kids like.
He was supposed to be a kind of a ripoff of Evel Knievel, but he screwed it up each time.
All the time. And
Every
Which
single
is
time.
ironic because Evel Knievel actually screwed up a lot of times too.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
But he was funny. It was stuff kids like. Like, I was watching a bit where he's like, he blindfolded at a baseball field, and he's like, I'm going to hit these 3 home runs out of the park. And he goes, I'm going to hit one there, one, and he's blindfolded. And then Dwight Gooden throws and hits him right in the nuts, of course. I mean, of course, you knew it was coming. I'm watching going, he's going to hit him in the nuts. But he was great. He was also on Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Lee was reminding me he was also on Arrested Development. So, funny guy. He really funny on Arrested Development, and really funny on Curb Your Enthusiasm as well. So,
What do you think it's like to be that funny?
I mean, I struggle with it, you know, because I am that funny all the time, and sometimes you got to turn it off when you're around people because you can't get stuff done. So that's my experience.
Okay.
I mean, I feel, especially when I was a kid, and my name was David, and he was Super Dave. I love this guy. I was like, when I grow up, I want to be like Super Dave. And then you get a little bit older. Oh no,
There's still time.
No, I think I'm good.
Let me throw a baseball at your
crotch?
groin.
I might do that, honestly.
Okay.
I might. I said I might.
Anytime you need that.
I said I might. I said I might.
I will bite the bullet and do that for you.
All right, rip him.
That's what kind of guy
Rip
we
him.
is.
Rip Bob Einstein. Einstein.
Sure.
Einstein.
We are so sorry we don't know your last name. We just know you're Super Dave. I mean,
Rip Super Dave.
Okay. So unfortunately, that was two people who've already passed away in 2019, and you know, live long careers. Good for them. Both died at 76. Very odd. So.
All right. Well, what's your prediction?
For who's next dead? The next dead
Oh, they
person?
happen in threes, I guess.
Man.
It's
So
obviously got to be someone that's 76, right?
who's going to die in this brand new year first? I'm thinking it's probably going to be an actor. I'm thinking like Michael Douglas. Is he still alive? Yeah, he's still alive. His dad's still alive, right?
Yeah.
His dad's going to die like very soon.
Kirk Douglas is
Kirk
gonna
Douglas
die.
is like old, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm thinking Kirk Douglas passes away. Paul McCartney, no way. I don't see that happen. If that happens, things have gone off the rails. Yeah, I'm thinking one of the Douglases will die in the upcoming year very soon.
I'm going with Ozzy.
Ozzy? Okay.
Ozzy Osborne.
Yeah, could be. Could be. John?
I think with the trend that usually the dies in threes,
Yeah.
there's like a commonality as
Okay.
far as their level of
Yeah.
success.
Okay.
So, man,
Supporting.
yeah, maybe like a character actor or somebody.
What do you know who Billy Connolly is?
The Irish comedian.
He said today like he's about ready to die. And that was like his quote.
That
You know,
would be
like-
on par.
Yeah.
What did he
okay.
say?
So yeah,
He said he goes I'm at the end. He goes I'm about ready to die. So Billy Connolly.
yeah.
Okay, there we go.
that.
So we'll see. There's gonna be a lot of deaths in this upcoming year. It's just unfortunate. It's part of life, you know. I hate to say it. It's gonna be a couple of big names, and a couple of them will be before their time. Like last year, Michael Jackson, Prince. You know, guys that were way before they should have went.
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty, yeah, that's right. I mean, a lot of people. So it's crazy. All right, well, let's get to. We talk about Kid Rock a lot on the show. He seems not because I mean I know Lee loves him, and that's why we do discuss him. But he's been talked about a lot lately in Nashville. He's like he keeps coming up, you know, for whatever reason. So if you're not familiar with Nashville, we have a mayor and then we have like a council because we just do. I don't know why, but we have a council. Of 30, I think it's 34 people on a council, and they all get together and they vote on ordinances and things that can happen and things that can't happen and all that. So here's the newest story that's happening. Kid Rock's proposed Broadway sign featuring a butt. We're not making this up. This is literally the headline. Featuring a butt gets City Hall talking. A proposed sign for Kid Rock's Barn Restaurant, which is called Kid Rock's Big Ass Honky Tonk Rock and Roll Steakhouse, has rubbed some city council members the wrong way. The sign features a guitar with a donkey in the middle of the guitar, and here's the problem: the donkey is showing its butt on the thing, but that's not the problem. At the bottom of the guitar is the shape of a butt underneath the guitar.
A
A female's rear
bottom.
end, right? And so Freddie O'Connell, who is a council member who is responsible for downtown Nashville, has a problem with this. He feels it does not adhere to the honky tonk tradition of downtown Nashville, and it doesn't fit in the values of what Nashville does. Now you've let this man name this restaurant. Let me once again. I want to go over this one more time if people don't get it.
That's a mouthful right there.
Kid Rock's Big Ass Honky Tonk Rock and Roll Steakhouse. So you've allowed him to name it Big Ass Honky Tonk Rock and Roll Steakhouse. And now you're offended that there's going to be a sign up there with a guitar and in the shape of a butt.
Honestly, it's the most tasteful sign that Kid Rock could probably have come up with.
It's true, yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, we've seen-
it's not even that disturbing.
We've seen some of his shirts, and trust me, this is classy compared to some of the shirts that were on the website.
And then the people are like, oh, downtown's turning into like a theme park. It doesn't even look like a honky tonk. Well, come on. How? I mean, that's.
What is honky tonk? I mean, what does that look like? What does honky tonk look like?
I think they like if you go down there and it was like 5 years ago.
Just
you
a
went to
guitar?
Robert's World or whatever it is.
A boot? We'll stick a boot up your ass.
boot, yeah.
Maybe just a boot going up someone's ass, like
Well,
Saddam's.
it's changed. It's like now it's like everything is like it's got a celebrity themed hangout. They all have a rooftop. That's all got VIP.
So we
seating.
got Kid Rock, we got Florida Georgia Line, we got Rich has a restaurant, we have
Big Old Red is what's
Dirk
his
Bentley.
face? No,
It's not Dirk Bentley.
it's like
Blake Shelton.
yeah.
Blake Shelton. So they're all in the same area. I went down there today and checked it out, and the sign's not up there yet, but the restaurant is open for business. And I just find it funny that Freddie O'Connell and Brett Withers and all these guys who are progressive guys, I mean, they lean liberal, are very offended by these things. Like, they are like the moral police of the Nashville community. Like, they're so offended that this sign, which it really isn't that offensive. Let's just be honest. I mean, if we really want to cut to the meat of the matter, this is the same council member who was upset that Kid Rock was going to be the grand marshal of the parade, of the Christmas parade, and he didn't want him to be the grand marshal of the parade. And it's because why? Why is he offended, Lee?
He dropped the B word on TV or something.
Dig deeper.
Oh, because he's not a good person.
Because
he represents everything bad in the country.
He likes that D.
He likes the D. He likes the
DT?
Donald Trump. He likes the Donald Trump. You go to Kid
But
Rock.
isn't that enough a reason?
No.
Aren't we at the end of the DT rope at this point? Is Kid Rock not the only person left that
No.
really likes Donald Trump?
No, there's still tons of people that like him. Half the country likes him.
So Kid Rock, we have to understand, Kid Rock is going to be the 2019 Kanye.
Okay.
So we have to stop talking. Every week it's Kid Rock, Kid Rock, Kid Rock.
People love it though. People come here. So
he's gonna run. I'm convinced Kid Rock is gonna run. They're gonna have like an emergency runoff. Kid Rock's gonna run for president, and he's gonna get elected.
he had mentioned he might run for like senator or something at one point. So
Now, could you imagine Kid Rock being a politician? That's okay. So the little noise you made right there. That's why people don't want Kid Rock to be in their parade. Okay. If you can't be a senator, do you really want to be a grand marshal in a parade?
Well, I expect a little bit more of a senator than a grand marshal of a parade.
But I mean, like Kid Rock could still perform in a parade. Why does he got to be the grand marshal?
Okay, do you are you ready for some football? The guy we're just talking about, Hank Williams Jr., he's a big-time Trump supporter. Charlie Daniels is a Trump supporter.
All these people have been embroiled in massive controversies in the back and their songs got pulled from Monday Night Football for racism. Right? Isn't that what it was over?
He said something.
White power or something?
No, it's not white power. You see, I don't know. I think the underlying theme is it's Trump related, truthfully.
What? Kid Rock?
No, Charlie Daniels. I think a lot of it is that he mentioned stuff about taking a knee, and they got offended about the thing is with the taking the knee thing that happened in football, Colin Kaepernick. You've got to allow both sides to express their opinions and look at it from both sides and realize that both sides are kind of right and both sides are kind of wrong on different things they're doing. And you can't just start ostracizing people because they have a different opinion than you. That is not how our system works. That actually is the worst way for our system to work. We need people like Kid Rock going up against people like Freddie O'Connell where you can have these conversations and go, should this be allowed? And a council look at it and go, yes or no. I think it's great. I think dissension is great. I think continually having these conversations and disagreeing with each other, but we've forgotten how to do that civilly, and that's the huge problem. Really, we're no longer civil when we have conversations about Donald Trump versus whoever's running. And both sides are guilty. I'm not saying one side's guilty and the other. They're both terrible. Truthfully, they're both bad, and I don't know what's gonna stop it. But if the Democrats think running all the Republicans out is going to fix it, or if the Republicans think running all the Democrats out, it's not going to fix it. It's going to make it worse. You never want one side with the complete power. That is a recipe for unmitigated disaster.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily one side having all the power because this country is pretty much set up for majority rule. I think the problem is when you have the extremist at the wheel.
Yeah.
And that's what the problem is. It's like you have these, like the knee-jerk reaction to any kind of extreme episodes is to be extreme yourself. And it's like, no, let's just be like you said, let's be a little bit more civil about it. Let's use a little bit of common sense. But it's like, oh, Donald Trump is a horrible person, so let's hate everyone that even closely resembles Donald Trump.
Right, yeah.
No matter what their voice is, right? I think that's the bigger problem.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Donald Trump did tweet out something totally ridiculous today. It was a... Oh, he hates Elizabeth Warren. I mean, I don't know what the beef is, but basically had Elizabeth Warren, and it said like 1/200th Native American.
He's
or something.
still on that?
It's like a political sign. It's like she's running for office or something. I'm like, we're literally in a time here where the president of the United States of America is tweeting out meme pictures.
Memes.
I mean, it's wild. It is crazy, dude.
Something else happened was, Donald Trump's obsessed with this wall. Everyone's heard this. Like he shut down the government, right?
I mean, he didn't shut it down.
He did shut down the government.
Both sides shut it down. But go ahead.
Well, but Donald Trump says, I'm shutting down the government unless I get funding for the wall.
And the Democrats said, we're not funding the wall, so both sides shut it down. Yeah.
Okay, that's whatever. Whatever you
no,
want to
it's factual. You can't say Donald Trump.
Is it not?
Donald Trump does not have the power to shut it down. The president can
So the only way to not is just to do exactly what he says, or he shuts it down. So the Democrats even said, like, look, we'll compromise. The Democrats said, we will compromise, and we will continue funding the border budget without changing it.
Okay.
And Donald Trump's like, no, give me my wall, or the government shuts down, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point.
Okay.
The point is, he was inside, like, the White House somewhere doing, like, a press conference. And there was a poster of the Game of Thrones hanging in the background when he was talking about how walls just work. And then later, like, they asked someone, and
wait a second. This is factual. This is true.
From what I've read online, and it's like, wait, what? And then it's like, how did a poster of the Game of Thrones?
Obviously, this man has lost control of his staff. Okay, obviously he's lost control of his people. As we know, several of them have written tell-all books about the man. He's fired just about everyone that started in office a year ago. 1 year ago, all those people are pretty much gone. He fired every one of them.
Mike Pence, watch your back.
I mean, you got your freaking Secretary of Defense, Mad Dog, stepping down. I mean, crazy. I know generals and presidents don't always agree with each other, but still, it's wild. Oh, he tweeted out sanctions are coming. He's tweeting out memes, man. The president of the United States of America, his way to communicate is memes. This is why, like.
But I mean, like, that's where we are at. I don't have, like,
no.
If you're the president and you're not tweeting out, and if you're not a meme lord, are you even trying?
This is weird.
Yeah, this is.
We're knocking Trump and Lee's defending his.
Yeah, that is weird.
His post.
In the future, there's going to be like a whole cabinet member that's nothing but like minister of memery.
I mean, it does seem like Donald Trump is the Emoji Movie of presidents.
That is true. I was like, man. Yeah, so, and then Mitt Romney, it's just crazy, man. We could talk about politics all day. I just say it's just weird that it's just not gonna get any better. I mean, I hate to say that, but it's just not gonna get any better if these people continue to just run things the way they are. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, enough of Trump. Let's break up the monotony. We love Florida Man. Florida Man's like the gift that keeps on giving, isn't he? Florida Man.
Is he back?
Yeah, he's back, baby.
Did he ever leave?
Now, we all know that certain restaurants in America are starting to cut down on straws. Like, straws are bad. They're bad for the environment. I mean, I still want my straw when I go out, okay? And it may be bad, I know, but anyway. Florida man arrested for attacking a McDonald's employee over not getting a straw. Florida man says spent New Year's Day in a jail cell after police say he attacked a McDonald's employee for not giving him a straw. So basically, he said, can I get a straw? And the employee's like, no. He just starts swinging at the employee, like trying to fight her, trying to grab her. And kudos to this employee because she's like, no, sir. So she starts swinging back at him. It looks like she kind of got the better of this guy. And this guy's a white guy, obviously, in his, I don't know, mid-40s, mid-50s. I don't know how old this man is.
White trash.
I mean, yeah, white trash Floridian. And this is pathetic, man. This is what I'm talking about. When we talk about craziness in this country, can you imagine? Have you ever been so upset over anything at a fast food restaurant? How upset would you have to be to literally start attacking an employee? Like, it's just the craziest stuff, man. What is in the water down there? And this is Florida. They're not even the the front runners of the straw movement. It started in like the West Coast with Seattle and all that, and it's kind of migrated down. I'm just saying, what have you ever been that mad, Lee? Have you ever rolled through McDonald's and went, let me go in and just punch these people in the face? Ever?
No. And I've been pretty mad at some McDonald's before, right? Like we all have, right?
I mean, we've all, yeah.
But yeah, I've never been so mad where I thought the only right call was just to start wailing,
Swinging.
just start swinging
swinging.
on someone. I mean, and I don't think he necessarily started swinging. He just grabbed someone.
Well, yeah, it's even worse. He was trying to grab her, I just,
And yeah, and what, like, let's even say that was an acceptable response, right? Like, let's say that was our society. There's more employees than you. He didn't even bring his gang with him.
Right, yeah,
It's
it was-
just him by himself.
it's wild. It's a wild story. I just don't.
So I'm thinking the dude just had a really rough day, right?
I
I'm not
mean,
trying to excuse the
The
behavior.
thing is like over a straw. I mean, I've heard of a straw that broke the camel's back. Oh wait, that was a animal
that's
thing.
PETA.
We're not
You
supposed to do that.
You can't say that.
Oh, but I mean,
I'm
like,
trying to think of something that would fit in, but I can't do it.
but I mean, that was his breaking point.
That was
a straw.
when we watched Falling Down the movie years ago, we all thought at the time, and we watched it when we were younger men, teenage boys or whatever, and we thought at the time that movie was absurd. In the movie, Michael Douglas, who we put on Death Watch just a little bit ago, Michael Douglas snaps. His wife is getting ready to leave him. She's taking the kid, and he's stuck in traffic, and he just has a bad day, and he snaps. He's walking around with a gun and shooting people, and you thought at the time, like, this is pretty absurd. And now we're at the point where you're like, no.
Not so absurd. You know what's really absurd? Every time I think of that movie, there's one scene I think of.
Oh, boy.
And some reason there's like a like they're working in the sewers or something, and with a manhole cover. And somehow Michael Douglas has a rocket launcher.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
And he pulls out the rocket launcher.
Just blast them.
And blows up like the construction truck or something. But so like that's how ridiculous that movie was. It's like the guy had a rocket launcher.
But now I'm like, I don't know, man.
Give the man his straw, or he's gonna come back with a rocket launcher.
So what do you think about straws getting banned from all like fast food restaurants? Are you down with this? Or?
I mean, okay, here's the deal. There is a huge garbage patch in the middle of the ocean that humans
oh,
have
for
caused.
sure, yeah.
We're destroying the earth,
Okay.
right? Like, yeah, I can go. I'm not like you. I don't need a straw. In fact, I don't even like straws, honestly. I mean, most of the time, they can be convenient, but like, yeah, if like I was saying earlier, we have all these we've sent robots to Mars. Mm-hmm. We've sent probes to the outer edges of the galaxy. We've invented the internet. We've cured diseases, right? We've increased our lifespan.
Wait, didn't Al Gore do most of that?
I think he did on a scissor lift, nonetheless. But we can't come up with an alternative to plastic straws. We really can't come up with something that's.
You can buy reusable metal straws on Groupon.
There you go. Groupon's
coming through.
Okay, here's what I did. So I went downtown Nashville, trendy Nashville now. Everything's trendy. And I bought a $15 milkshake one time. I don't know why I did it.
It was delicious.
No, it was not that great. And we got it to go. And they gave us these, like, dissolvable straws. Like, they're not regular straws. And by the
Like
time...
cardboard?
Yeah, and by the time I'd gotten less than halfway back to work, the thing had dissolved on me completely. I was covered in milkshake all over. It was just getting all over the place. I'm sorry, man. Some things you need a straw for. Milkshakes would be number. You tell me you don't use straws for milkshakes, bro. You got to be kidding me.
But John's already come up with a solution. Groupon is the savior once again.
Are they going to be? So McDonald's is going to pass out these straws, or do we have to carry them with us?
You have to carry them with you.
Oh, that sounds really hygienic. Just carrying around a
they'll
straw
have
forever.
Maybe they'll have like a loaner program, come back in, or they sell them right there,
So you're down.
And you can turn it in and get a free one.
You're down with the straws.
If that's what it takes to save the earth, yes, I will drink out of a
Who's telling
straw.
us? Who's telling us?
Why don't we shoot all the garbage into space?
That's true. That is not a bad idea. There's black holes out there. We could just throw them in a black hole.
So that's another thing in this government shutdown. I don't know if you've been following it. Like the state parks are having a huge problem with waste.
Yeah.
And I was reading something that was like 2 tons of garbage in this Yellowstone. We generate 2 tons of garbage on a daily basis, you know,
Yeah, no.
like a weekly basis, like, yeah, this is a huge problem. Now, should we shoot it out into outer space?
I don't. What's wrong with that? Is there? I mean, is there proof this doesn't work? I mean,
What do you mean doesn't
John
work?
there just solved the crisis of Earth completely.
I don't know.
Can't we just use Mars as like a trash can? No one lives there. It's not. You can't
The
live
moon
there.
is closer. Why not just shoot it into the sun?
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Can we do that?
Yeah.
I'm sure we could.
Huh.
It would probably be prohibitively expensive.
Hmm.
But, you know.
Well, when we saw the stand-up special, the opener act was talking about that, how him and his friends were watching like this Mars rover thing, and there was water on Mars, and so they were sitting in their couch. They're probably a little baked, and they go, "Man, just roll that rover over there and just get that water." And they go, "Scientists say that they don't want to contaminate the water." And he's like, "Oh yeah, didn't think of that one." So I'm sure there's a reason we can't throw this garbage into the sun. But if you know why, please tell us why, because otherwise, great solution. Because the ultimate solution would just be burn all the trash, right? Can't we burn most of it?
I think that, like, maybe rips open holes in the ozone layer or something. I'm not really sure.
Brother-
They do burn a lot of trash, though. They do that.
And
I think they
Rusty,
bury a lot of it,
Rusty
too.
has put the link up for the straw in the Periscope chat. If you're hanging out, you can go buy one. I'm gonna click
What's
on
the Groupon?
If you go to Groupon, and I don't know, I have to look at it. John, I thought you would have it memorized. But anyway, okay, well, that's that. That's Florida man attacking people for straws. Donald Trump, Kid Rock, the world's going to crap. But I think we're going to pull it around because in 2019, we still got John giving advice to the people in a little segment we like to call Dear John.
By the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
All right, so someone has written in a question or life advice. Lee's got it. He's going to read it. We're all going to listen, and then John's going to try to give us some advice to the person and to us, and we're going to see how it goes. So, Lee, get rolling.
This one comes in. Dear John, I'm a gay man in my late 40s who has worked for 10 years in the public school system with young adults and kids with special needs. I have done everything from changing preschoolers' diapers to tutoring, travel training, and teaching life skills to older children. In the process, I have encountered my share of cooperation, defiance, failure, and success. When speaking with family, friends, or strangers about their parenting, I sometimes share my experiences. This is usually accepted and even encouraged, but occasionally I am put in my place by a parent who feels I must be told that what I've done, quote, isn't the same as being a parent, end quote. Some even go so far as to imply that I should remain silent as I have nothing of a parenting nature to offer. I would think that making everyone feel included would be more important than official parent status, especially when discussing similar experiences. So what's the best way to handle this? I have no kids of my own. My students are all I have to share stories about. Should I just dummy up? From Sort of Childless.
Dummy up.
I don't think you should dummy up. I think those people who are naysayers and saying, to me, it sounds like you're getting more people that approve of your advice helps them than the ones that are knocking it. They're probably knocking it because they're just wanting their soapbox, and they're wanting to complain, and they're wanting to do this, that, and the other. And your solution is something that they're too lazy to do in the first place. So you just keep giving your advice. If it's, you've been with children most of your life at this point, watching over them. It may be a different can of worms for a parent. I mean, you are with them for 8 hours a day versus the rest of the time, but still, there's a lot that you can teach. And if somebody's not there to listen, it's their loss. So you just keep it up, bro.
Keep it up, bro.
Just keep it up, bro.
I'm going to read this again. I'm going to hit this. I'm kind of a little bit confused about, number one, I'm a gay man in my late 40s, which had nothing to do at all with the advice, unless it did have to do with the advice.
Well, maybe it stops him from having kids.
Yeah, I think that's what he was getting at.
Gay men can adopt. But anyway.
Well, but maybe he's, doesn't want to.
I've worked for 10 years in the public school system with young adults and kids. Okay, kids with special needs. Here's the part that's a little bit. I've done everything from changing preschoolers' diapers. Now, I went to public school. I don't remember any of their teachers changing the diapers of young children.
You don't think that preschool teachers have to change diapers?
Do they?
Who changes the diapers?
I thought they
from the perspective of a parent with a child with autism, my son's 2.5 years old. Mm-hmm. He has autism. I've talked about it on the show before. This next school year, this coming fall, he'll be able to start in public school because of his disability.
Okay.
And so it is classified as preschool, and there are kids that will need diapers changed there.
There you go. You solved it.
I mean, that's just common sense.
Well,
you're not going to let those kids run around with poo diapers.
Well, when I took,
or maybe you would.
My kids were not allowed to go to preschool until they were officially potty trained.
But people still are going to have mistakes and accidents.
But they're not wearing diapers, though.
Yeah, they're not wearing diapers, bro. They got to be potty trained in Williamson County. I'm speaking for Williamson County, but John nailed it. That's probably what it is. He did say it works special. So I'm glad you were there.
So you think this guy is just full of lies? Straight down. You just doubt everything this guy says.
He's probably a little.
You don't really think that there's people that are so ornery and angry with the world that they would literally tell someone to shut up and be silent?
I mean,
because they don't have kids? Or do you think that's okay?
So he's telling us one or two people, like, dude, you're literally writing into the show asking what you should do. I think you should know what you should do. You should just keep, like John said, what do you want us to say? Like, oh, just shut down, be a dummy up, you know. I mean, come on, bro. You said it's literally a few times. It sounds like you're a little bit of a drama addict is what it sounds like to me.
Really?
Yeah, okay, if you teach 400 kids, you think all 400 parents are going to be... I used to coach T-ball, okay? I would coach about 10 kids at a time, and there was always one parent in the background kind of chirping and put my kid here, do this, do that, do that. And I just ignored them. I'm like, get out, you know. I ignored it. Don't even acknowledge them, you know. And his job, if he's a teacher, his job is to teach, and his job is to lead, and his job is to guide. And you shouldn't even think in your head... unless you're in trouble and you're about to get fired. But, I mean, you shouldn't be silent unless you're giving out bad. We don't even know this guy's giving. He may be like John and giving out terrible advice. We don't know what this guy's
giving out bad advice.
Do you think he's like telling people how to like raise their kids and stuff?
I don't know what once again, a lot of these, we're getting their side of the story. And there's always three sides to every story, okay? His side, their side, and the truth. And I'm sure the answer lies somewhere in the middle. But... dummy up. Come on, man. You're better than that, dude.
I don't know. After hearing your little introspection, I think maybe he should be quiet.
Maybe he should. Keep your job. I mean, you got to look.
Not even keep your job. He sounds like maybe he's...
bad advice.
Yeah.
He's giving out bad advice. Right. So, dummy up is what I would tell. John, you want to change?
No, stick with it.
John says...
keep it up, bro.
Give bad advice. Stick with it. That's Dear John. All right. So have you guys heard of the phenomenon of Bird Box, the Netflix movie with Sandra Bullock in it? Have you heard about Bird Box? Do you know what it is?
A little bit. Something involving like a horrible thing that you can't look at, or you'll go crazy or something. It's like a scary movie.
Yeah, it's a scary movie. It's in the vein, if you saw A Quiet Place, it's kind of like that movie. Well, a lot of people,
instead of making noise, you can't look.
You can't see it. Yes, so you have to wear a blindfold constantly, or be inside. You can't be outside where you could see this thing. Now I saw the movie, and a lot of people hated this movie. They didn't like it very much. I thought it was what it was. You know, I wasn't expecting too much out of it.
I've heard it's very polarizing.
Are there plot holes in it? Of course. Are there plot holes in most movies? Probably so. I mean, there's hardly any perfectly written movie out there, to be honest. I mean, you could go back and go, what if this happened? What if this happened? But this has spawned more idiots to go out and start doing the Bird Box Challenge, where they're going to start going out and doing things in their everyday life blindfolded, including in the movie she gets on a boat and goes down the rapids. Now, I'm sitting there watching this movie going, no. You
what
would be...
rapid level are we talking here?
Oh, yeah. I'm
Class 4, 5?
Yes, I'm talking hard with 2 kids in the boat with her. And I'm like, come on, man. I mean, you got to be kidding me here. You would be dead instantly. Like, she never hits a rock in the river. Or anything. But anyways,
Is she like a professional?
No.
Rapid
She's
rower?
just a mom.
She's just she's not even a mom when it starts. She's pregnant, and she's just like an artist. And I guess she grew up on a horse farm or something. It says later.
Where did she get the kids?
She had a kid.
What, during the movie?
Yes, and I mean I don't want to ruin
It's
it
a
all.
long movie.
Well, it's flashback kind of thing.
Okay.
But anyways, the Bird Box Challenge. Lee, would you be willing, for the sake of the show, one day do the Bird Box Challenge? We blindfold you, and well, even just try to record the show blindfolded for one episode.
That would be difficult, but I would do it. But I will say this: we live pretty close to the Coe River, which in like 1980s was home to the Olympics, and they bulldozed the Coe River and created a massive 20-foot high rapid, and you can go up there and you can raft it or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
We've both been down it.
Right, but the guide told us that they will take the School for the Blind and put them on the raft and take them down it. So it's not unprecedented. Now the guide is not blind.
Yes, that's true. She is the guide of two children who, I don't know how they learned to swim. It never really disclosed that, because literally these kids were literally born inside a house. And now I'm thinking about another plot
So
hole,
would you do the Ocoee blindfolded on a raft?
Hell no. We did it, and I fell out of the boat on the first rapid. And it was, it was scary. It wasn't like, I wasn't crying freaking out, but it's scary for a moment to lose control and be underwater and not know. And I was watching our sister, me and Lee's sister was on the thing with us, so I had to keep an eye on her as well. It was kind of stressful, but after we got through that first one, I never fall off again. I loved it. It is very fun if you're not going rafting. But anyway,
would you walk across a busy road blindfolded?
Well, in this movie,
if me and John had megaphones directing you?
Hell no. No. This is not a movie, bro. And in the movie, they're driving around. So you're starting to see why people don't like this movie. They're driving around in this car where all the windshields are covered, and they're only using the sensor motions. And this dude's going like 30 miles an hour down these streets where it's like the apocalypse, bro. There's
Sensor motion?
There's like cars like all around in the streets. I'm like, dude, you didn't hit one car. You went like 3 blocks over. This guy's the best driver.
Didn't they do that in Top Gun where they put the panties on his head and had to like put a periscope up?
That's Nicolas Cage movie where he's a jet fighter. I forget the name. You know what movie that is?
He has like tunnel vision. He starts having tunnel vision.
Yeah, it's Nicolas Cage. He's a jet fighter. He's a pilot, but he can't
do instrument only.
Yeah, he can't do instrument only. So they put a pair of underwear on his head, and anyway,
then he gets it.
He gets it, man.
So maybe we'll like freshen up the
Bird Box. Just why are people so dumb, dude? I mean, we keep coming back to this entire episode. What are you thinking? Like, this is not a movie. You can get seriously hurt doing these things. Like, it's so dumb. Like, Tide Pod Challenge, the Bird Box Challenge. There was another challenge, setting yourself on fire challenge. These kids were like putting like gasoline on themselves and setting themselves on fire. Like, dude, it does not end well.
It's a cry for attention, right?
When me and Lee,
maybe it'll kind of thin out the herd. A little dominant words.
you would think, but probably not. When me and Lee were little, we wanted to be ninjas. I don't know if Lee remembers this or not, but we
still do.
We watched G.I. Joe a lot, and we loved Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, and we wanted to be ninjas.
Those are the 2 coolest ones.
So we would walk around and act like we were ninjas in the neighborhood and whatever. And so then we came up with this challenge, like we're gonna.
I was Snake Eyes, by the way.
We're gonna. That's fine. If you didn't talk, I was fine with that. So we were gonna so we got in the bath.
I mean, Storm Shadow was the cocky one anyway.
He was the best. So we decided we were going to get in a bath, freezing cold water as part of our ninja challenge. I was like one of our. Do you remember this?
I don't know.
Okay. So we got in this cold water and we survived. And then I thought, well, we got the cold water down. Tomorrow we're going to do the hot water.
The boiling hot water.
And our mom goes, "No, you're not." But I'm thinking if my parents weren't around, that might have like really been badly, So anyway, I'm just saying.
Only we would have had cameras back then.
And yeah, it would have been good. And then we had another show that came out, was Black Mirror, came out with a new film. Bandersnatch. Now, have either of you watched that?
I have not.
It is a choose your own adventure movie.
So how does that work? You like use your remote control?
Yeah, if you have the Roku or you have the Xbox.
It's just the app? It's all controlled through the app or whatever?
Yeah, it's all controlled through the app. And I love the idea of the concept. I just was not in love with it. When I watch a movie, I'm watching what the director created for me to watch. I'm not watching 8 different versions of the film. I don't want to go back and do all this. I mean, I loved Choose Your Own Adventure when I was little. I loved the books. They were fantastic. But I just didn't like the
Maybe
movie.
it's just not for you, man.
I just didn't like
Maybe
it.
it's just not for you.
Well, no, I didn't even think the story was that compelling. It was set in the past. It was one of the
There you
few
go.
Black Mirror films set in the past, and so I would love to hear what people thought about it. I asked people on social media this week. A few people said they're going to watch it and let us know. So if you watched either of those two, which are trending big on Netflix, I would love to hear what.
All right,
what
we'll
you
do
thought.
Here's what we'll do. We'll Bird Box challenge Bandersnatch.
Okay. So how do you do that?
You watch Bandersnatch blindfolded.
How do you make the choice? You're not going to know when the choices are.
I mean,
well, it's going to make a choice for you if you don't make one.
okay, well, even better.
So that's kind of dumb. I mean,
It'll just be funny, like trying to figure it out.
okay.
Bird Box
Yeah,
Bandersnatch
you heard that.
challenge.
Yeah, there you
We'll
go.
Start something.
But I'm just saying that those are two Netflix films you should watch. And John, you watched Daredevil this past week. Real quick, what'd you think of
I
Daredevil?
really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Anybody who hasn't watched Daredevil and are a fan of any comic book whatsoever, we've argued about this a little bit
Also
amongst
a
us.
blind guy, does everything in life Bird Box.
Ah, look at that.
There you go. It all
Yeah.
comes back full circle.
Wow.
But they're as much as possible. That brings a reality into the superhero genre, and it's just really, really good.
There you go. So Daredevil, check it out. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we've hit all those points. So I guess we're coming up to major key time. Time for you to learn some life advice.
So let me give you a major key. Where is the key?
That is not the key. I want the key.
Give us the keys. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
All right. It's time for the major key of the week. That's where we pick a life lesson from today's episode and we deliver it to you where you can just live the best life ever. So, Lee, you got anything that stands out?
Keep it up.
Keep it up, bro.
Keep it up,
Keep it
bro.
up, bro. Don't bird box your life.
When do we say keep it up, bro? Because Rusty said that.
He's talking about
The guy giving advice.
The childless complainer.
Keep it up, bro. I love
it
it.
up,
All
bro.
right. Keep it up, bro. That's your major key. It's a double entendre as well. So there you go. Keep it up, bro.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
There you go. Thank you so much for checking out the show tonight. Thank you, Rusty, for helping suggest that as well. That's your major key. We are done. We are in 2019. We are moving forward. Hopefully, you guys will stick around with us, hang out, enjoy the company of all the blamers. And to do that, you got to follow us on social media. We are on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So if you want to follow us on any three of those social media platforms, get on there, engage with us. We'll definitely talk back with you. We would enjoy it. We would love to hear what you think about it and things you want to hear about on the show. And we usually have some pretty good conversations on there. We're also on all the podcast platforms. So if you want to get us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, TuneIn, they're all up there. Any podcast apps, you'll get the show. So there's no reason for you not to find it. And we encourage people. We have Amazon link. We work with Amazon. If you go to blameyourbrother.net, click on the right side of the page. There's an Amazon link. You click on that. It takes you to Amazon. And then anything you buy, we get a small percentage.
If you don't use that link when you go to Amazon, they will take over.
Oh, there you go. So you're helping
Help out humanity.
fund the resistance here. You heard it there from John first. And, of course, where would we be without Radio Vegas Rocks? They stream our show every Thursday night, Radio Vegas Rocks. You go to radiovegas.rocks, you'll find that program. It's a fantastic internet radio station. They play all kinds of great shows and music, so check that out. And if you want to write us, there's an email option on there. There's a send a voicemail. So there's ways to get in touch with us. So if you do want to get in touch with us, please do so. We would love to hear from you. Spread the word to all the people that you know. Tell them about the show. We're trying to grow the show. And we have grown it quite a bit over the last couple months, which has been fun to watch. It's been fun to watch the numbers go up. People get more engaged with us. So please tell people about it if you like it. And I've seen people sharing it on social media this week, and it always brings a smile to my face. So that's just fantastic, and we love all the blamers. So, that's it. Get on it, blameyourbrother.net, bookmark it, go to it every day, and occasionally we'll have articles on there as well. So there's no reason not to bookmark that website and just let the goods come in. So I guess, Lee, for 2019, with that being said, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
Welcome to Memory of the Week. Today is Thursday, January 3rd, the third day of 2019. There are 362 days of the year. On January 3rd, 1977, Apple Computer was incorporated in Cupertino, California by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Mike McCalla Jr. That is today's Memory of the Week. David, John, and Lee, back to you.
Watch me for the changes and try to keep up.